Bet you can't guess where I am this Sunday morning. First transverse of the day, nice dark flint, missing the corner up there. I'll show you again dry. No, it's nice and calm out here today. Just found 2 more transverse. You must be getting bored of these now. One really long station road kind of type and a very small one that's been burned, I think. The back of it is absolutely shattered to pieces, but there is retouch on the edges. Yeah, I will show you those as well. Something really nice today would be good.
Before, in your video.
A few nice blades. Jürgen just found these nice bladelets. Good examples. I really like this one. Nice and straight. The next transverse of the morning. Yeah, nice one. Translucent flint on this one. Yep, I'll dry it and show you again, of course. Yet another transverse here. This is a strange one though. Missing the top corner there on the right hand side, and then this edge on the left, just really fine retouch down it. Very atypical type. I guess that's early Neolithic. Scraper of some kind. But right, let's show you these arrowheads. This one first one I found. Ertubulla type. Then there was this really long one. Nice one, nice and long. And let's see if we can see the retouch on this burned one. Quite big retouch scars on that. This one next. Ertubulla early Neo again. This was the nice translucent flint. Pretty cool. And then the last one was this really strange one. I have to show you this fine retouched edge here. Very odd. Really ad hoc transverse this. More of a standard retouched edge, more invasive on this side. Yep, now I've got to walk around and put them back. We're on the other side of the river now, and it really is a day for transverse, it seems. A perfect one here. Really nice Ertubulla type. Speckly flint. You know the drill. But down here as well, this surely is another one. This bright white one, it must be. Doo-doo-doo. Yep. Really brilliant white one. Bit of damage to the leading edge on this. I guess it was a really thin edge. Nicely made though, hard to see. So overexposed. I'll show you them again dry. What's that? 7, I think now. Don't tell me that's the 8th one down here. No, I don't think so, but it still has a bit of potential. No. First reveal of the day down here. Well, apart from that transverse just now. Nice blade. Kongamossa, I would guess. Just a blade. but a decent one. I was just thinking about calling it a day out here. Jürgen called me over with this. It is an absolutely amazing Lancet microlith. Early Mesolithic Maglemosser culture. That's such a good example and so nice in this dark flint. I just said the same to him, but it's the first proper microlith I've seen come out of the lake all season. That is an absolute beauty. That's find of the day. For sure. And here it is dried out. Just let it dry in my hand. Really didn't take long to dry. That really is a good one. Relatively large compared to most you find as well. It could be that that was the lead point. I learnt from Arne that the microlith that he found up in the bog north of the Villingbeek field, it was a bunch of scalene triangles and then one lancet. So the theory is that the lancet was at the front. Yeah, that is a beautiful thing. That's the earliest piece of flint work I've seen for weeks. One last transverse to finish the morning out here, I think. Bit of damage to the leading corner there. Very flat flake with just a thin chisel edge at the top. I'll show you the other ones, and by the time I finish showing you those, this will be dry, I think. I've dropped the exposure way down to look at these because they're so bright. Really nice white transverse this. Well performance retouch. Bit of damage to that leading tip. It might have been in a fire, this one. Yeah, classic Ertabolla stuff. As is this one, I would say. This really dried light. It was really quite blue when I found it. Fine retouch scars in there. Difficult to see on this speckly flint. And here's the last one. Very fine retouch on these thin edges. Bit easy to see on this one, maybe. But yeah, I'll do the deed out there back in the water with these, and then I'm going to head off. Just before I leave, Jürgen handed me this nice blade. I thought it was worth a quick look. Partly prismatic, bit of chatter on the edges. A nice blade, but there's a couple of I think that might be a nice blade down there, and it looks like there might be a funky kind of core platform on this one, so I'll check those just quickly before I leave, but then I'm off. Right, let's see what these are. This one first. Yeah, nice blade, bit wonky, bit wobbly, but a nice colour. I'm sure it would dry lighter. And then this one was kind of intriguing. It looks almost like the top of a cylindrical core, but I was wondering if it was just going to be a flake, and it is just a flake. Nice material though. There's another chunk down here as well. What's this? Oh, that's been worked up here. Rough scraper or a core edge perhaps. No, I'm out of here now. I will be back, of course.
Hej då Micke! Jag ska åka hem. Ha det gott!
two lovely blades quite close to each other here. This one's a stunner. Lovely and straight, beautifully napped. This one's got this cool two-tone blue and white patina, like a cow or a piebald horse. So yeah, those two, and not far from those popped out the first transverse of the night. Hopefully not the last. It's a really tiny one. Retouched both sides as per usual. I guess that's Ertabolla to early Neolithic again. I mean, it definitely is that. I was going to say I guess it's early Neolithic, but it could equally be Ertabolla. I'll let it dry out and show you again. There's chance tonight for something. There's been a bit of wind throughout the day. I was here yesterday and it was the first time in ages that I didn't find an arrowhead. I didn't find a single piece worth showing, but I did get here very late as well, so it was quite dark when I arrived. No, good, an arrowhead. That's nice. I am spoiled though. I find so many of these. Just ridiculous. Nice bladelet there. Another job lot of really nice finds here. I'll start with this one. It's an absolutely incredible bladelet. Gosh, they're machine gunning tonight over at the range. Yeah, this absolutely incredible, glassy, perfectly straight, beautifully faceted bladelet here. That is an absolute stunner. That might be my favourite bladelet this year. It's so nice. I'll just quickly dry it on my trousers here so you can see the dorsal negatives a bit better, perhaps. What a piece of flint. That is beautiful. Yeah, I'm usually saying sorry about the wind noise, not sorry about the machine gunning. But anyway, I am sorry. Can't do anything about it. Then this really large burned transverse. You can just see some of the old original retouch in that concave section there. And I think there's just a bit of damage at this bottom corner and the retouch would have continued out. Nice retouch on this other edge though. I won't bother showing you this one dried. I'll just put this one straight back. I think you can see enough of it there. So yeah, another transverse. Big Neolithic type, that one. Burned, maybe burned in the animal, you never know. And the last one is a late Neolithic. Sorry, a late Mesolithic, early Neolithic. Beautifully retouched. The third transverse of the night. I won't dry this one either. You can see the retouch well enough, I think, while it's wet. Yeah, beautiful stuff. I'll go and put the transverse back where they came from. And this little bladelet. Just found this cool piece of lead a minute ago. I've been collecting the lead out of here because it's not great for the environment. Don't know what this might have been. It almost looks like a punch on this side. Really dark. I found lots of pieces of like rolled lead as well. They're probably old fishing weights or so. But there's a little something down here that I stopped myself. I was just about to grab it out of the sand and then it almost looked like there was pressure flaking along it. I might be completely wrong on this, but I thought I'd best do a reveal. If it is a hollow base, it might be broken. What have we here? Oh, I think it's a shattered. It's nothing. What did I see? I saw that banding there. Just a bit of banding. Just looked like pressure flakes under the water. Maybe next time. Damn it. There's tanks and stuff rolling around tonight as well. You can hear them trundling about. Big engines. Dear oh dear, what a racket. But I've just found this really interesting find. It's a well-made blade, but can you see what's interesting about it? Beautiful patina and sort of inclusions as well. But that top surface here on the dorsal is actually a polished surface. So this is maybe yet more evidence of the pitted werefolk making their blades on polished axe fragments. There I think you can see it better. It's a really nicely polished surface. Yeah, that was a very nicely polished axe before they mined it for this blade. And others, I guess. Gosh, imagine finding a Piss's Ware point with a polished dorsal. This looks intriguing. Just a flake. I thought this might be a retouched edge along there because of the shape. Yeah, very cool indeed, that one. Very, very, very cool. You know, talking of Pitted Ware points, I'm surprised, honestly, with the amount that I've been walking. I haven't seen one this year. There's usually one or two around. No, not a transverse. And just, you know, the amount I've walked, I mean, I found so many hollow based and a bloody dagger before I found a Pitted Ware. That is highly irregular. Another lovely bladelet there. There's just so much of this really cool stuff around. It's so interesting. I've made it quite far down the beach now. I'm into the area where there's a lot of this lime. And I've actually just hit a really cool hotspot for finds. I'll start off with this lovely bladelet. Just yet another beautifully made bladelet with that central facet. That first. This isn't the order I found them in, but I also have this absolutely beautiful Ertubulla transverse in this dark material. And that's real classic Ertubulla stuff. Ertubulla. This one I'll let dry with the white one, and I'll show you again when I come through this way, because I'm going to continue this way if I can, if the light allows. So that one in the back pocket with the other. And then I suppose the best find is this. Now, I can't exactly tell you what this is, but it's absolutely, I mean, look, there's just another bladelet right here. Not as pretty though. This is so heavily worked. It's like a real proper tool, this. I mean, what the heck? Just bladelets everywhere. Yeah, look at this. I mean, it's already dried once in my hand. It came from about over there by that stick. I've marked it with GPS. Sorry to keep you waiting. But it's just retouched on every single part of the edge. And the end of it here is really heavily abraded. They've really rubbed that end on something. Even wet, you can see the white abrasions in there. So I'll walk around and I'll let this dry out and give it a clean because there's some algae on it. And hopefully I'll show you again and you'll be able to see that. But it's an absolutely amazing tool. Yeah, great stuff. Right, back out onto this because there's flakes everywhere. This must be another really nice bladelet. I mean, come on. Another stunning bladelet. Absolutely beautiful, prismatic bladelet. Wow. Back at the lake for another after work. I didn't have a chance to film those arrowheads I found yesterday, or that strange little tool I mentioned, but I know where they are and I'll show you them in a moment. A couple of transverse arrowheads in the first 15 minutes here. Really small one, although it might just be missing a portion of the base. And then a really nice glassy one. I'll let these dry out and show you with the other 2 or 3, was it, that I found yesterday? I can't remember now. I find so many of these down here. It's a struggle elsewhere. I mean, I say a struggle. I'm spoiled for these is what I'm trying to say, and especially when the water gets low and these layers get exposed, then it becomes quite easy to find transverse, I have to say. And here is another 1.5 transverse. That's like 5 minutes after the other two. This one's a lovely one. Was it Trilleskov type? And then this one, I say half because it's only retouched on one side, but I just can't see what else it would have been. It's a really thin edge on there. I won't show you that one again, but this one I will. That's a beauty, that one. Really nice. I think there's going to be a few more of these today. I'd really love there to be another hollow based though as well. That would be something. I feel like there is another one out here waiting for me this season, especially with the amount I've been walking out here. Just every chance I've got. I've got some nice comments about the effort I've put in this year, and I do appreciate it very much. It really is an afternoon for transverse today. 5 minutes later and here's yet another one. Beautiful dark material on this one. Just a little bit of cortex or rolled outer surface there. Another one to show you again. That might dry a bit lighter. What's that now? Is it 4? Yeah, I am spoiled out here for the transverse, I know. And the hollow based, I guess. I mean, who finds 4 arrowheads like that in such a short time? I've found a lot of this stuff actually. I'll show you now as I'm nattering away. It's like pieces of delaminated tooth. There's tons of that around. And what's this down here? This looks interesting. That's just a piece of wood. That was a bit strange with that helicopter. It landed in the field just the other side of the trees here. Don't know what that was doing. Anyway, it's taken me forever to find this next transverse, at least 30 minutes. No, but it has been a bit of a slog, you know. I'm checking so many flakes. It's back-breaking work, but worth it when these little beauties pop out all the time. Another one to show you. Oh, I'm going to have to get that done in a minute. I may as well do it while I'm still down this way. Just a flake here, but it has an absolutely incredible fossil on it. Look at that. Some kind of sponge fossil. It's just framed so beautifully in this white with the blue, dark blue patinated flint. That is quite amazing, that. You don't see stuff like that very often. Really, really cool. I'll find out exactly what that fossil is and put it in the corner. Incredible. Right, here we go then. 7. 7 transverse down here for us to look at. I'll start with the ones last night. I think I found this white one first. There you can see the retouch. Ertabolla, early Neolithic, one of the two. Yep, one. This is the other one from last night. This is kind of classic Ertabolla stuff. Hard to see the retouch on this speckled flint, but I think you can see that it's been shaped into this transverse shape there. I think this is the first one I had out today. Hard to see the retouch on this tiny one on the thin side. There you can see it there, tiny little transverse. It might have been a little bit longer, maybe down to there. I think this was the next one. This is a really lovely one in like a grey brown flint. Nice retouch on the sides. From the dorsal down on this left hand edge. Slightly unusual. Then this, I think it's Trilleskov. I'll put it in the corner again. These short but flared types. They relate to a dig in Denmark where they found lots of these, which is where they got their name. This one's a real beauty. I really like this one. Sharp corners on the leading edge. Nice looking retouch. That's a little stunner. And finally, this kind of smashed around one. Just missing this top corner up there, right hand corner. Oh, there's no retouch on that edge. So maybe actually it hit on the corner and then sent a shockwave down which took the whole side off. Because it's definitely a transverse. You can see the retouch there on this side. Alright, half a retouch, half a transverse even, half a retouch. 6.5 transverse. Really slow progress down the beach today. So many new flakes, and I think I may have spied from distance the next transverse. So let's do a reveal on one for a change instead of just plucking them out. Yes, that's an absolutely beautiful one. Wow. Cool patina. It had to be one in that shape. Only sort of half retouched on this because it's so thin at the base of the flake. More of a full side of retouch here. Yeah, one to dry. I guess it will dry very light. Right, GPS as per. Yeah, high hopes. I kind of would love to find a pitted wear, you know, tonight. That would be the dream come true. But we'll see. Surprising that I haven't seen one yet this year, honestly. They're at it with the machine guns again today. But no, I think what I'm trying to say is that I'd expect to find a pitted wear before I found a single hollow based, let alone 4, and definitely a dagger. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They're not as rare as any of those things, and yet I've been pulling all kinds of, you know, rare stuff out, but not a pitted wear point. And they do come from down here. The helicopter's back for another really low flyby this time. It has been ages since I had my phone out here, so I thought I'd show you this blade. It's a wonky blade, but it's just got this cool funky patina. Speckly blue dots in there, and white, and a leech. No, things have slowed down significantly down at this end of the beach, but I still have a little bit of area to check, and I need to get to the white lime stuff, which is just in front of me here, I think, and pick up that tool I found yesterday. It was really similar to one I found back in 2022. If I can find a clip of it, then I'll splice it in with this one when I get there, if it's still there. Ooh, I almost trod on this one down here. Looks to be a really good transverse. Yeah, that must be one. Weird kind of curved leading edge. Yeah, that's an absolute beauty of a transverse. Get in. I think that might be my favourite tonight. Certainly the most classic shape, although this curved leading edge isn't exactly classic. But it would have worked. Dorsal side down with a retouch again on this one. Interesting. It's a kind of upside down transverse in a way. Good, a find. I'm walking around rubbing this thing. It's a beautiful end scraper on a kind of leaf shaped blade. But I've made a few nice finds down here on the lime layer this evening. And I'm where I stashed my find from yesterday, and I've got a few pieces down here on this rock, but I'll show you this this end scraper first. Really nice piece. Lovely blade. And then work around this edge here to create this curve. I mean, I think it probably already had a decent curve, but that's been retouched into that shape. You can see where the cortex has been removed around the edge there. Really glassy flint, beautiful flint. High quality material this. Yeah, so that one. Two lovely bladelets. This dark one first. Just a beautiful bladelet. Good quality flint again. Not as translucent as the end scraper. I'm sure that napped nicely. Another little glassy bladelet here, similar material to the scraper. Bit of a step there on the dorsal, at the proximal end, yeah. And finally, the best for last, this absolutely beautiful transverse. You could probably see that retouch a bit better if it was a bit cleaner. I think you can see it's a transverse though. It's either a Conga-Mossa Vedbake or an Ertabolla type with an angled leading edge. I would say Ertabolla, because the Vedbake ones were made on better blades, and I think that the edge and the base would be parallel. So just a really nice Ertabolla blade. But then that said, there has been all this really nice bladelet work, so it could be that there's Conga-Mossa in the area. It's tricky to know with these, you know, these surface finds. You have to go by typologies only, and that's not always the best approach in IDing these pieces. We do but what we can, but that's a lovely arrowhead. Really beautiful stuff. Right, I'll go and put all this stuff back. Oh no, I won't. I'll show you this other find first. This can go down there. Yeah, I see it. Yep, I see it under here. It's this one. Let's give it a clean. I might just walk around and let this dry off in my hand, but it's retouched all the way around it. It looks almost like a drill, and then this end could almost look like an end scraper. Strange one, really. I'll show you the one I found. It must have been really close to here back in 2022. I think it was probably maybe just a bit further out in the water. It was very low that year, the lake. But it's basically the same tool, but a bit longer, a bit thinner at the proximal or distal, at the distal. Yeah, very similar looking tool from a very close proximity, so I dare say it's the same thing. And here's this one, the smaller one. Retouched all down that edge. Hard to see. I think you can see it. Retouched all down this edge. A bit of kind of bifacial stuff going on at the tip here. But this end here is so heavily used. It's retouched all at the end. And that is like, you see how it's whiter? That has been smoothed down so much. That's really been used at that end. It's really smoothed off. You know, almost like a polished axe, the surface of that there where it's lighter. So that's been used on a hard material, you know, for a significant amount of time. I wonder what it was. A scraper, I would imagine. Maybe a scraper with a drill on the end, or perhaps that was hafted up here in wood. But yeah, a cool tool. No, nothing else noteworthy on the south side of the river, so I'm on the north side now, and we will see what comes out. There is good potential. Jürgen had that beautiful Maglemossa early Mesolithic microlith from here the other day. Is that a massive... No, I thought that was a huge lump of flint for a second. Yep, let's see what's out here then, and then I'll head off, and that'll be a video, I guess. Another long one. Oh, gosh. I was just getting ready to tell you that it was quiet over here and I was struggling to find anything. And then, you've guessed it, another transverse arrowhead. Quite a messy one. I'm not even sure which way it travelled. I think that way. I won't dry this one out again. I think you can see enough of the retouch and stuff. Yeah, that will be Neolithic, I dare say, in this kind of loosely rectangular shape. Dear oh dear, 3 more transverse, because we haven't seen enough in this video already. This one's really funky, but it is one. It's retouched along this edge. I'm not going to bother showing you properly. This is a kind of cute one. It was a lot darker. And then this one's really funky patina, almost like tiger stripes. It is retouched though, you'll have to take my word for it. Retouched on this long edge at the top, and then like this straight section here, and then this curved part's the leading edge. And a beautiful bladelet. Always fun to see those. Really fresh patina on that, struck this way. Yes, 3 more transverse. It's just ridiculous. I'll put them back in a minute. Is this another one? It could be. No, just a flake. Dear oh dear, but no, this video is getting to an end now. I'm tired. It has been a long walk out here. Just another flake. Yeah, this is really close to being the end of the video now. Just one last little patch to check, just in case there's a beautiful Kongomoster or something waiting for me. No, that is me done out here tonight, and done with the next video, I guess. Gosh, I found a lot of transverse. Absolutely ridiculous. I might do a count and see how many it was as I go through the video. Insane amount of transverse. I mean, especially considering how much I've hunted down here. When will it end? I've found a few of the ones that I found before that have been washed out as well. So it's like just never-ending transverse. But yes, anyway, I hope you're not bored of transverse. I'm not bored of them just yet. No, definitely not. Weaponized flint is weaponized flint at the end of the day. Arrowheads are arrowheads. Oh dear. Yeah, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. And I dare say it won't be long until the next one.